All right, this meeting is being recorded. Meeting is called to order. The time is 4:01. Madam Secretary, will you please take roll call? And guys, when you hear your name, please say present or here.
Good afternoon. Do we have our principal, Mrs. Washington? Dr. Register? Dr. Natasha Thomas?
Present.
Ms. Imani Swoop?
Present.
Myself, Sabrina Grun, I'm present. Ms. Shauna Mitchell?
Present.
Our chair, Mr. Imani Mitchell?
Present.
Ms. Holliday? Dr. Natalie King Ray? Ms. Stacy Henry? I thought Ms. Henry was here. She's here, no? She's with Ms. Washington. Is she with you?
I'm sorry, I was trying to say that Stacy was here. She was logging in, but she's here now.
Okay. And then our students, Corinne Barnes. Samaria Berry. Okay.
So Madam Grun, that gives us 6.
Yes, we do have 6. We don't have any students though. Is that okay?
No, that's definitely okay.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point, we do have enough for having a meeting. So the very first thing that we have to do is approval of the agenda. I need one of the Go Team members to approve our agenda that has been on our website for more than 4 hours. I'm sorry, for 48 hours.
I motion to approve.
I second.
Has been properly motioned and second that we approve our agenda. Next on the list, Madam Secretary, will you please read our minutes from our last meeting?
So last meeting was on March 13th. We started with, just like today, taking attendance, the approval of the agenda, as well as the approval of the previous minutes. We had several motions. We had to accept the final budget as well. We had the motion to remain in uniform for the upcoming school year, but with an amendment for a dress down day on the first Friday of each month, dress down Fridays through observation and data throughout the first semester. After the first semester, if there are no issues, meaning if students dress appropriately and are not abusing, we can determine how to add on to that. Discussion items, were the final budget presentation, the new courses, as well as next steps to follow. We talked about the uniform committee and its findings, and the uniform policy regarding board representation. And we finished with the principal's report, budget allocation, and upcoming graduation. And we ended with an announcement from Mrs. Washington about the upcoming graduation ceremony on May 20th, and that it would be an asynchronous day.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for the minutes. You've heard the minutes. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, I would like for somebody to make a motion that we accept the minutes and then somebody to second.
Ms. Henry's making a motion. You need to mute, Ms. Henry. Unmute.
I second.
Okay, Stacy has properly made a motion and Madam Grun seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. The minutes are accepted. All right, Ms. Henry, you go ahead and unmute yourself. This is your section. We are going to have our review of our spring map results.
Hello, everyone. Hello. A lot of you have already reviewed or seen the results from GMAS, not GMAS, but the actual results from our MAP assessment and our expected proficiency on the GMAS. So we're going to just talk about and review for you what we're expecting for the GMAS and what we've have in place to help us and support us with getting those scores to proficient and above. Okay, the first slide you guys will see here, let me move some stuff. The first slide is the APS has a graph that displays or shows us the spring map from last school year and this year's spring map. And as you can see, looking at 6th grade, we were at 23% this time last year. This year, we're at 45% for 6th grade in the area of reading. That's a plus. That's a good thing. Now on GMAS last year for 6th grade, what actually happened was they scored proficient and above at 26%. So a lot of our kids scored at the beginning level. Now in the area of math for 6th grade, you can see that on the spring map, they were at 11%. Spring map this year, they're at 23%. On the actual map last year, 11%. And we know that math is an area of growth for us in all grade levels. Next, we have 7th grade. 7th grade, last year this time, we were at 20% on the map assessment. This year, 19, about the same. On GMAS, we scored at 30% in the area of reading on the actual GMAS. Now, 7th grade, we're still on 7th grade. We're going to look at the actual MAP scores. This year, we're at 13%. Last year, this time, we were at 7%. And on the actual GMAS, we were at 16%. So it kind of aligned with the spring MAP scores. And if you scroll down, we see the 8th grade. 8th grade, you know, that's a test. The 8th graders have to take all tests, reading, math, science, and social studies. And in the area of reading, 50% of them last year were at the proficient and above area on the MAP assessment. And then when they actually took the MAP assessment, they were at 45% proficient and above. In the area of math, they were at 30% in the spring. And then GMAS, they were actually at 40%. So can you go to the next slide? Now this gives you an idea of where they are as well. This is a report that comes out of the MAP reports, the MAP assessment, and we see a lot of red. And that's what we don't want to see. We want to see a lot of green and a lot of blue. We have proficient in green and we have distinguished in blue, not a lot of blue. So we want this, it looks like a map, but we have too much yellow and that's slow down. We don't want to slow down. We want to move fast and we want to keep going and we want more green on these reports. So what we didn't see on the previous report were our 9th grade students, and this would be our algebra. And the algebra students, as you can see, 45% of them were at the beginning level when we took the spring MAP assessment. 41%, if you can see, you're looking at the yellow right now, are in the developing. And hopefully those students are right there on the cuff to get to the proficient, which is that green. And only 2% of those students were in the distinguished area. And below what it is, you see the right below that was the same analysis. It pretty much goes along with the report that we discussed earlier with the GMAS comparison. Are there any questions? Thank you.
All right, next up, we'll have Principal Washington and her principal's report.
Principal's report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So you're controlling the movement, Mr. Mitchell?
Do you want rights or you good?
I'm good. If you can just go to the next slide, I'm good.
Okay. The next one.
So you
Steve.
all have heard, where we are with the data, and let me just share with you something that we do from the summer prior to the start of the school year is we start delving into data. So when you're delving into data, you are simply doing an analysis, and that analysis tells a story. So we start looking, reading, putting parameters and strategies in place to address those areas of opportunities in the story that the data tells. And as we do that, we are focusing on strategies. So we transition from being data analysts to being data strategists throughout the end, before the end of the school year, prior to testing time. And as data strategists, what we try to do is put different opportunities in place to support growth. And one of those things that we have in place is of course, the MAP assessment. That is the measure of academic progress that tells us where our kids are and what we need to do. It tells us where our kids are and where we want our kids to be. And then we determine what things we need to put in place to get to that end goal of 50% or more of students being proficient and above. So we have, for the last 2 weeks now, we have been focusing on boot camps. We have been doing GMAS boot camps where we're pulling all of our students together, we're pulling our teachers together, and we're reviewing all of the data. We're reviewing data, and we are doing review and remediation to move the needle for our children. Last week we focused on middle school. This week we're focusing on high school. And as I go in and out of the classroom rooms, I'm seeing some deep, rich instruction being delivered. I'm also seeing some intentional review and remediation. And also, I'm able to confirm that all of our scope and sequence, so every standard that's in that content area, those have been taught. So children have been exposed to every one of the standards that they're going to be tested on. And our teachers are focusing on those blueprints that are provided by the Georgia Department of Education, which is an in-depth analysis letting the teachers know just how much weight will be given to each one of those standards. So the boot camp is actually aligned with that blueprint by the state to make sure we don't miss a beat when it comes to our children. So these are some of the opportunities that we put in place, and some things that we're celebrating based on our data. Next slide. So some strengths and opportunities lie in what you're seeing here. Where our strengths are, we're doing pretty good in reading. We have definitely seen some growth. We've seen some gains with our reading. We have 10% or more of our students being distinguished in reading, so that is awesome. But we also have some areas of opportunity that we're working on, and those areas are being addressed through making sure that scope and sequence is taught. We have 0 period. We have Saturday school. We have some teachers every teacher is responsible for doing after school tutorial. We actually have some students, some teachers actually delivering more than 1 day of after school tutorial. So we are making sure that we cross our T's and we dot our I's so that we can address those deficiencies and get to that level of proficiency that we are aspiring to attain. Next slide. So another piece of good news that I would like to share is that on last week, Coretta Scott King was recognized with our state superintendent. And for some reason, his name just slipped my mind. Lord, what is the state superintendent's name? What is his name?
Woods.
Anyway, thank you, Richard Woods. Sorry for that. So we were recognized with State Superintendent Woods, and we were not just recognized for one level. We were recognized for middle school as well as high school. So that is so much that we have to be proud of, that our students actually did a great job last year, and we're working to make sure they do an even better job for this school year coming up, for this school year and for the testing season that's coming up. Next slide. Here you're seeing some pictures from some of the Georgia Milestone boot camps. Like I said, we started last week for our middle school. We actually invited coordinators and directors from the central office to come in and help us. So you're seeing here some pictures. That first slide picture you're seeing is that's Mr. Joseph Maritello. He's one of the coordinators, specialists for math. So he's in one of our math middle school classrooms assisting with the boot camp there. And then you see that next slide also, kids being supported and getting additional instruction in the area of math and ELA. Next slide. You're seeing pictures of students who have been coming to zero period. This is our last week of zero period, and Saturday will be our last Saturday school event. We're going to take advantage of every day we can to continue to support, to continue to pour into our scholars, to make sure that they can regurgitate that knowledge and apply the information that they've learned on that Georgia Milestones assessments beginning on Monday. Next slide. And on April 4th, Friday, April 4th, we had a STEAM festival. Now, our STEAM festival is yet another opportunity for exposure and experiences that we provide for our scholars to make sure they stay in the know. And this has a direct alignment with students' academic outcomes. So you're seeing some pictures from some of the sessions from our CSK STEAM festival. Next slide. And then Dinner and Mocha, something we strive to do is make sure our community is a part of CSK. So you're seeing just one picture from our Dinner and Mocha where we invite community members. So Saturday was our Dinner and Mocha, and we had community members and parents, in addition to faculty, staff, and students from other schools. So it went over well. This was the biggest reception program that we've had since we started this initiative. And we're just so proud. We are working to increase the number of partners that we have at CSK, and this is definitely one way that we're working to make it happen. So hats off to our athletic director, Coach Nadine O'Connor Smith, for taking the initiative and planning and executing the Dinner and Mocha. Any questions so far? Okay, well, here you're seeing that, you know, what are we working on? What are our next steps? What's our strategic plan for, what's included in our strategic plan for next year? So we are working to increase the awareness of attendance and making sure our students come to school. So we're working to gather funding for additional incentives for those children who do the right thing. And we're also working with partners to have incentives in place for our staff members, because we have some staff members with 100% attendance, and we want to make sure they are recognized as well. We're also in the throes of scheduling. Next year, we are looking at having 19 advanced placement courses here at Coretta Scott King. And that'll be the largest number we have had since the history of CSK, when Coretta Scott King opened in 2007. So having 19 advanced placement courses is definitely a game changer for our scholars. Next year, we are looking at having advanced placement courses in our world languages. We will have additional advanced placement courses in our art, our fine performing arts program, as well as AP African American Studies, AP Seminar, AP Biology. So we are super, super excited and grateful for the opportunity to bring more rigor to the classroom and create more opportunities for our children to get college credit while they are in high school. So we're really, really excited about that.
All right.
So
do we-
additional information, as far as the cluster advisory team report, because we are a non-traditional school, we're not a part of any cluster advisory per se. But Shauna Mitchell, you have attended the last couple of meetings?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, could you just share any information that you've gathered from those meetings? Because we do go and we are a part of those meetings where we do attend those meetings with the Douglas cluster.
Yes, and we're actually considered, I guess we have our own because we're the single gender, so they have us listed as like the single gender part of the cluster. But what we discussed the last meeting, I was not able to attend, but I was able to get the information from because we were at the Alabama trip. Just thought about that. The first priority action for our particular cluster, which was Douglas and as well as CSK Invest, is to decrease the chronic absenteeism. One of the things the district is working on is continuing to work towards the SMARTY goals. And those of you that are not familiar with what SMARTY means, that's a specific, measurable, action-oriented, relevant, time-bound, inclusive, and equitable are the steps that they're using. CSK reported that we had a 92.6% attendance, which was up 1.2% from last year. And as a cluster, we're talking about monthly incentives as well, staff members assigned to multiple students to check in, social workers, small groups, and one-on-one meetings to troubleshoot transportation issues. The priority number 2 for the district, for the cluster, was student failure rate. And the way we work on also, we have the CSK has the attendance to try to make sure we get the kids here, to make sure that students are have a reason to want to come, and they're excited about those different incentives that Ms. Washington spoke of. We also discussed as a cluster, and this is the last thing that I had. That was overall, we needed to discuss the things that they're working on for next school year, strategic planning work sessions. The strategic direction has been discussed between February and March. Strategic strategy developments were discussed in March, and they're having meetings for strategy refinement throughout the month of April. And again, those are the things that were discussed in the last meeting. Let me make sure on my last page, I didn't have anything I needed to say. I thought it was very interesting to be able to share what some of the things that were shared that APS should stop or avoid doing to better support student outcomes. And so they discussed inequitable and inflexible practices, short-sighted decision-making, and misalignment of resources and priorities. Those are things that they are geared to make sure that we are doing things with integrity and making sure that we give our students the best that we have and what they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Principal Washington.
Absolutely.
All right. Next thing on the list are the Go Team elections. I'm not sure if you've gotten any emails letting you know that this was an opportunity. I think the election closes tomorrow. That if you're running for anything, this is the time right now. Are there any candidates that are running for a Go Team that are present on the Zoom call right now? If you are, we would like for you to give us your name, your background, and what grade your child is in.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think I did this last call, but that's fine. I'm glad to be back. I am in data myself, so I love to hear that decisions are rooted in data and I love it. So I am Sherelle Collins. My daughter is Autumn Collins. She's in the 6th grade, first year at CSK. And I think the last time I was here, I shared that we were telling a friend to tell a friend. And so she has a friend that will be joining her next year at CSK, and she will be in the 6th grade, that we have recruited to come because we have enjoyed our time here so far. I am a employee engagement leader at Delta Airlines, and I do our global surveys and data analytics around that and lead the team that does that. I am also a graduate, HBCU graduate, Norfolk State University, and a 30-year member of Delta Sigma Theta. I have been with Delta Airlines for close to 10 years in different roles, most recently in this role for 6 years, but prior to that in our um, internal communications role. So I'm happy to be here, happy to lend my skills, my talents, and anything else I have to make sure our girls get an excellent education at CXK, as well as an excellent experience and well prepared for the journey after CSK.
All right, thank you, Ms. Collins, for doing it twice.
Love it. Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
for inviting me.
Hey, some great information. I think you're gonna be very well welcome at Coretta
Okay.
Scott King and the CSK Go team. Is there
Thank
any,
you.
I do not want to overlook anybody. Is there anybody else on our Zoom that will be running for CSK Go team for next year? I don't see anybody else. Okay, so the last thing on our list are any upcoming events. Is there anybody who can speak on prom? I believe the date is May 2nd.
That is correct. The prom is May 2nd. It is from 7 to 11. But I also wanted to share that tomorrow, Coretta Scott King we will be having our first annual prep, not PEP, but prep rally. So students will be on a modified schedule. One of my requirements anytime we have a program is that you can't miss a class. You have to go to every class. Now, I'll trim off some fat. So classes won't be 87 minutes long tomorrow. They'll be 70 minutes long. And the last portion of the day, we will have a prep rally. Students will be allowed to wear pink shirts and any type of camo pants because we're going to war with testing. I have invited Best Academy. The boys that that deserves a round of applause. I'm getting there. I'm growing. So we have invited the boys. They will be a part of competitions with our young ladies. We will have our staff members, the Lemon Pepper Steppers, performing. We'll have our band performing. And we're going to have just a motivational rally to get all of our scholars pumped up and excited about testing, going to war with it because we know they're going to tear it up. I had some kids come to me in the cafeteria today saying, Ms. Washington, we heard the announcement, but I just need to hear it come out your mouth because we need to know it's okay to wear some camo pants tomorrow and a pink top. Yes, baby, because we're going to war with testing. So another challenge that I'm putting out there for our students is if they do not miss a day, the testing window opens April 28th and it closes as far as makeups May 13th. So any students who are present for every day from April 28th to May 13th, they will be part of an attendance or either a barbecue, but they will be celebrated. So we have been making announcements every day, letting the kids know we need you here every day during that testing window, and we're going to celebrate you and have incentives in place for you being here every day. So if I sound enthused and excited, it is because I am, because our kids are working so hard. Our faculty and staff members are working hard, moving the needle. I actually taught a class last week. I'm a former math teacher, for those of you who don't know. I actually taught a class last week and I had a great time. So we're doing some great things here at Coretta Scott King. We are so richly blessed. We have a team of God-fearing mamas and daddies, and we're pouring into our children. And I know as a result of all the efforts that we put in place, our kids are going to exceed and excel as far as those goals that we put in place. So
Principal Washington, I want you to give the acknowledgement of our Gates Millennial Scholars.
We have a Gates Millennial Scholar, Miss Naja DeBow. DeBow, she is our Gates Millennial Scholar. This is, I want to say number 2 in my history here at Coretta Scott King. Also, we have, did we talk about our Posse Scholar?
No. we
Yeah,
didn't.
we also have a Posse Scholar. We have a student that has racked up $2.4 million in scholarships and has been accepted to 50 plus colleges and universities. So when I tell you we are a blessed organization. Our kids, our young ladies now, I'm sorry. Our young ladies are doing some phenomenal things. Our robotics club just won 2nd place out of 26 schools. So WSB TV is going to be coming out next week and doing a feature story on our robotics team. We have had an invite for our all-girls drum line, and we have the first all-girls drum line in the state of Georgia. We've had an invitation for them to come out and perform at a major event, but it's during the testing window. So I had to say, no, I'm sorry, we won't be able to do it because instructional time is something we have to embrace. So if you want us to come out after testing is over, we will consider it. But when I tell you that our young ladies they are scholars and they come ready. I'm not trying to, tout that we are a perfect school because we are not. But if there's such thing as near perfect, that is us. That is CSK. So thank you. I wish I could do a somersault.
Well, I know you're performing tomorrow. Are there
What?
aren't you performing tomorrow?
No, that would be the younger people.
Oh, okay.
No, don't even put that out there in the atmosphere. I'm
All right,
56 years old and I have to try to maintain all these ankles and these bones and all that good stuff. So no, that is for our younger staff. They will be performing tonight and tomorrow.
Well, had to try.
You could at least sing us a song.
And that's not what you want from me either. God bless me with a lot of talents, but that is not one.
Are there any other comments or events that we need to know about?
We're gonna be sending out robocalls because of the fact that our graduation is on the 20th and it's midday. We will be on an asynchronous schedule. So we are putting out robocalls and sending home information to all parents, letting them know that Tuesday, May 20th will be an asynchronous day. So our school will be closed, but students will have work to do at home. We want to make sure parents have ample time to get babysitters in place and to make sure that they are we want to make sure that everyone is in the know with regards to May 20th. That is CSK graduation day. That would not be a traditional school day. It will be asynchronous.
All righty. Hey, guys, make sure you complete your training. I think there's a principal survey feedback. Principal Washington, really quick, can you talk about the last survey we talked about in the faculty meeting?
Oh, our Gallup survey. The Gallup survey is a survey that the district puts out, and it is designed to measure culture and climate of a school. Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy for the last, this is my 9th year. For the last 9 years has ranked at the very top as far as culture and climate and satisfied staff members. So I'm grateful. We are very blessed. We have a team that, we grow together, we flow together, we roll together. So hats off to CSK for being in the very top 5% for having a high culture and climate. And also for our climate star rating that the state of Georgia puts out, we have 4 stars. The highest is 5. So we were about 1.5 points from being a 5-star school. And as far as our high school is concerned, we are 1 point away from being an A school for our CCRPI. And no, we are an A school for CCRPI. I'm sorry. for high school, and for middle school, we're working to become an A school. So for those of you who are not familiar with CCRPI is our College and Career Readiness Performance Index, and that is the high school that is the report card for the state of Georgia. So to have a school where our Black and brown girls can excel to be at the very top of the list as far as performance, that speaks volumes. So I am just truly, truly grateful to be a part of the journey and the opportunity here at Coretta Scott King. We are doing some great things, and it's because of the faculty and staff members that we have in place and the beautiful children that you send to us every day.
All right, are there any more comments? Go ahead, Shauna.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute. I just wanted to kind of not necessarily piggyback, but share something with those of you that don't know the inside culture of Coretta Scott King, because it's one thing to hear the principal speak highly of her school, but when you can have people from the staff truly and genuinely say that it is an amazing spot to be, not only for the students, but for the staff as well. It's just the culture of the building. It's the culture because of the leadership that we have. And she would tell you that I'm not that person to kind of do the bubbly stuff, but I'm going to say this, that we are under great, great leadership. And being led by some amazing people, and she's producing other great leaders. So you know that this is just not the principal talking. This is the way that we all truly feel about the school and the climate and the culture. Working with those kids, it's an amazing place to be, and I truly can say that from my heart. Just being a part, even like this team, we come together, we work, we may not always agree, but we definitely want to make sure that it's for the benefit of those children. And that's what our leader pushes down to us. So I just wanted to make sure and say that. It was just on my heart to say.
Thank you, Mitchell.
Thank
Yes.
you, Mitchell.
Mhm.
All right, if there are no other comments or concerns, the time is 4:38. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Be
Have a
blessed.
good evening.
Everybody in a moment.
Hang up. All right, Mitchell.